he and my mom met in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the middle of the war, and then he left after that and went back to fly with the 1st Air Commandos. And then after the war, and after we moved all over the country as a typical military family does, and he ended up his career in George Air Force Base, California. And they retired to the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, where I went to high school and my 2 brothers went to school, and he pretty much stayed in Texas after that. And he and my mom were. I never saw them argue ever, and so. They were just they were 2 people that really loved each other, and they loved their children, and we were blessed to have them as parents.
Growing up, did you realize your dad was a national hero?
No.
You've got to wonder like that.
He never talked about it, and in fact, he won't say anything. He never told me about the hump. He never told me about the 1st Air Commandos. I had to go ask him, and then he'll answer questions, but it's not like he was volunteering information. So I went through most of my childhood without ever really understanding where he was going every 18th of April for the reunion. I think his sense of humor and his humility, he never understood why there was all this excitement. You know, he just, as they all did, thought they were just doing their job, and he never wanted to be in the limelight. He always wanted General Doolittle to be the center of attention.
What would you say?
That being willing to die for your country is an honorable thing. It's really overwhelming. You know, he spent the last 50 years of his life just traveling around, going to air shows and events, selling the prints with the Raider signatures on them and his signature on them to raise money for the Doolittle Foundation Scholarship. And I think as one of the side effects of that is that he's been seen by so many people, and the response from all those people and others are just it really is overwhelming and heartwarming. It was extremely important to him. That's really what he spent his retirement years doing. After the kids all left, he just traveled around the country doing that, and he raised a lot of money for the scholarship fund. And so it was his way of, I think, not only giving back to General Doolittle's memory, but giving back to the Air Force. Yeah, he spent the latter years of his life traveling around the country, supporting the Doolittle Foundation and soliciting funds and donations for the Doolittle Foundation. And you can go on the Doolittle Foundation website, and it'll explain how to donate money to it. But he raised a lot of money for that foundation in Doolittle's memory.
Wonderful. Is there anything?
I'm taken aback. This is the team here, Randolph, the 19th Air Force team, has done just such an outstanding job. He would never ever have agreed to any of this. We were just planning on going over to the chapel with a couple of 6-packs of beer. This is a much better idea, and y'all have done such a wonderful job. It's not really what it means to me. I think it's what it would mean to my dad to be able to say to really the Air Force family that he was a part of for almost 75 years. Again, you know, my dad would was really surprised by all this. That and I think he would say that that they were all just doing their job. They didn't expect to come back. They didn't expect any of the really the adoration they got. They were like rock stars when they were back here. People recognized them and they were cheering them for something that they all thought was a failure. Jimmy Doolittle thought that he was going to be court-martialed because of the raid. Obviously, that wasn't the case, and so to ask them how they how they felt when all these folks, all these generations have been inspired by what they did. I don't know that they would understand it. I think we understand it a lot better. That the willingness to do something like that, what a crazy idea. Who came up with that idea that they'd take all these aircraft that have never taken off of a carrier before? They'd never tried anything like that. It was put together in less than 90 days, and they did it. That's really, I think, what inspires people, that to do the impossible for what's right and for our country. And I think that's the core of what inspires most people.